Hey everyone, Yui here with Avalon as well. Back with another commentary for your ass. We got Resident Evil Apocalypse, the second part of the Resident Evil saga, directed by a guy who you've never heard of, and yet
Second
we're doing it
unit
anyway.
guy, I
Yeah, second
believe.
unit guy.
Yes.
You can listen to this as an isolated podcast, or you can sync it up with your own copy of the film. We're going to do a countdown, so when we say go, you can do it then. 3, 2, 1, go.
God, yeah, I haven't seen this movie in almost 3 years at this point.
Yeah, it's
It's
one
a
of
fun
those
time.
it's one of those, like you watch and you're like, okay, that was fine. Like
It's
there's
fine.
no,
Yeah, it's a fun time.
yeah,
Well, I mean, for me, it was just Batty Central. It's like you got Mila Jovovich and Sienna Guillory. I was like, that's good enough for me. I'm a very simple woman. What
yes.
can I
Sienna
say?
Guillory, underrated. You
Yeah,
look
she's
at,
great. She's great.
I love her in High Rise, love her in Meg 2: The Trench, which we should do a
Wait,
commentary on Meg 2.
she was in Meg 2 The Trench? I
She
actually had no
was, yeah.
idea. Yeah, and I like they brought her back for Retribution as well.
Yeah, Meg 2 does feel like a Puasa adjacent project in some ways.
Okay.
So this is the first time that we get one of these "My name is Alice" type introductions to
Yes.
these movies, because obviously this is the sequel. I do like this graphic thing where like you have this almost like this three-dimensional room that has these images projected on the wall.
Right. And I'm not complaining about having Mila Jovovich talk to me
Talks
directly and
directly in the
stuff.
camera. Yeah. Well, you love this. Whenever an actress like just looks in the camera and it says, "Hi, how are you doing? I love you." You love this shit.
Yeah, not me watching ATJ in Dune Part 2.
Yeah. Dune commentary. When are we doing that?
I've seen that movie too many times, Yui.
Yeah. It'll be later. It'll be later. I feel like this is a big deal in the 2000s. You always had these like mass dudes with fucking visors,
Right.
be like, activate the machine or whatever.
Oh
Just like some dude on. It reminds me of
my god, her
ET, like
eyes are
those guys
so
in ET.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got distracted.
No, it happens.
Yeah, I like that we basically pick off from where we left off, if I remember correctly. From the end of the first movie.
Right. So I'm like, what they have here. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Like someone from who knows the game is better can probably explain it to me. Like, what is Raccoon City supposed to be? Because to me, I was always like, is this Pennsylvania? Is this,
I thought it was a Midwestern city. They said that.
that?
They
That's
specified.
what I
Yeah.
don't know though. It's like what like, uh, I'm just trying to think of like what Midwestern city, because it's like a metropolis basically. I think
Like
there's like,
Detroit? I don't
maybe,
know.
nah, but it's not. You know what? Maybe though, because like the whole point is that this corporation like hollowed out this town, like built this whole underground
Yeah,
facility.
I think
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
plausible. Yeah.
I don't know. Whenever I think of cinematic Detroit, I always think of The Crow, where Detroit just looks like hell on earth.
No, Yui. I think at 8 Mile. That's real cinema. Eminem.
Yeah, still gotta see that one.
I kind of liked it when I saw it, but
Yeah,
that might
have
just.
you ever? Okay, obviously you haven't, but there was a comic book where like it was like Eminem and the Punisher were hanging out.
Oh, that sounds. I gotta read that.
I I
I,
remember.
I was like the biggest Eminem fan as a teenager. So.
Wow, I didn't know this about you.
Oh no! Yeah. I knew all the words to the Eminem show, the whole album.
Yeah, so the first RE, to hear them talk
Yes.
about it, it was basically like this is like borderline, like almost a DTV movie that got bumped up to like something bigger. This
Really?
is like,
Okay.
yeah. We'll have to hear him talk about it at least. That's the impression that I get. I don't know, maybe he'd say something different. But this one, obviously, like you're working on a much bigger
Well,
scale.
they
You're not
got a
trapped in the
budget.
facility. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think Plus is like certainly pretty involved as a producer with these two movies that he doesn't direct,
Yes.
this and
And
Extinction.
he doesn't he write them as well, from my
Yeah,
impression,
yeah,
or
yeah. I mean, he writes all his movies basically, I think, as far as I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. So like, what I'll say about this, Alexander Witt is like, it is not like terrible direction. It's like decent.
Yeah, it's
It
fine.
doesn't communicate any ideas, but it's very much like sleek, and I don't know, it reminds me of like the Transporter films from this era.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we got this thing where like the
We're
scientists
assembling the
who
crew.
the scientist who like constructed the T virus, like his daughter is getting coordinated off as well.
Mhm.
I love this shit too. Where like every time we go to a different place, we have to have like a title card. Also,
Yeah,
phone
yeah,
booth
yeah.
spotted. What do you think was the last movie to prominently feature phone booths?
Sorry, what?
What was the last movie to prominently feature phone booths?
Uh, Good question. Good question.
Have you ever been in a car crash before?
No.
No.
Thank God
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Rattles your bones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I love this introduction for Jill Valentine. It's
For
so
Jill
good.
Valentine, yeah,
Like there's
yeah.
something about this, like it's like very. It reminds me of like Dirty Harry. It's like so hard boiled, and she's like, she's got these like heels on. She just strolls in and is like, "All right, I know what's
Yeah.
happening. Fuck you
Yeah,
guys. I'm taking
yeah.
control." Like it's great. I wish that this movie in particular kind of had like more room for her, but I
I
think
agree.
I think what the actress pulls off and what she is given to do is pretty nice.
Yeah. Yes, let's go, bitch. Yes, love the outfit so much.
Yeah, well, it's so funny that like the first movie, like there's nothing really super game accurate about it in
Yeah,
terms
this
of
is very
visuals.
game accurate.
She looks
Yeah,
exactly like it, and to
yeah,
listen to
yeah.
her talk, she was like a huge fan of the games and
Yeah, no, she talks
like
about
modeled her
playing
performance
them.
out of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
she's cool. I wish she was in more. Yeah, this stuff is so
Oh
underrated.
gosh, I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Project Alice.
I just posted those things, those images from uh, I think it was Alphaville, and your own
And
short film, Haunting of
yeah,
Past
past
Inc.
Ink. Yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
I gotta ask you, with that eye shot, was that a nod to Resident Evil? Was that because like that infamous like eye thing with
It
Mila, like it's a
actually
signature of this.
it actually wasn't. I wasn't thinking about Resident Evil at all actually. I mean, the idea for that shot came from the fact that it was just like, well, I want the shot of Carson putting on the eyeliner, so this is like the way to do it.
Right, right. No, yeah.
Basically, yeah. It's purely like a practical
I feel like that
consideration.
happens a lot, where like when you get into these practical considerations of how to do something, and then you inadvertently end up referencing whatever
Yeah,
just because
referencing
it's like a good
something. Well, I
idea.
mean, the eye shot is so iconic. Like, I
Yeah, so the first movie was like 185, and this is in scope. Although I prefer the first movie in terms of direction and texture, I definitely think like the scope of it all makes it feel bigger and like less constrained. And I don't know, like when you get these big shots like this right here, right? Like this, this looks great. I think, and
Right.
just the way that it's staged, I think, is very I don't know, reminds me of like some stuff that Spielberg does in The Lost World, or how like he'll just navigate this the heights of his frame. Um,
Right.
yeah, already here. Yeah, I don't like. So Plassa talks about this like they wanted this to be more like a John Carpenter type movie, like Escape from New
And I
York.
can see that influence certainly, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I almost like with this. You know what I gotta say? I think with his direction, I think he takes his time a little bit more. This film, it has like a lot of stuff that like goes in and out of whatever. I think it has like this whole bit here. It's like one hat too many. I wish that things were like a little more unitary because like you have this huge like panorama of what's going on with the city, and you're not quite sure. All right, like what part of this is like the part that I should be interested in, and it's only later that it like settles down to what the movie actually is.
Uh-huh.
I love this civilian in trouble. It's like man, there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
So in the games, from what I remember, what these guys were supposed to be were like not like umbrella mercenaries, but like basically like a response like task force type thing in the event of like any outbreak or whatever. But in the third game, I think you had and I'm pretty sure like yeah, like the Nikolai guy is in this movie. Yeah, he's like pretty evil. But then it's like you had like all these different like organizations of umbrella mercenaries, which I don't quite understand. Like, like there's like some complicated like political like PMC things going on in those games, but
Interesting,
and
okay.
here you've got like this team, and then you got Carlos, and it's like I don't know, it's like they're kind of caught in between this stuff because they don't know what's going on with the higher ups, where they're like basically like fuck this city, we're nuking it. So uh, it's almost it reminds me of like that type of like that it's like a remnant of that post Vietnam like we were abandoned type shit, you know, like that whole attitude like you see in the Rambo movies. Um
Right.
yeah, I like the way all this stuff looks where you have like the kind of the anxiety of like you know, everyone just being to get together in a crowd and it's like motherfucker, one of you is a zombie. Get his
Right.
ass out of here. I love this shit. He's got a weak heart. Nah, man, that I'll tell you what, that heart ain't that weak.
No, that
When he's
yeah, no,
thrashing
that's hard.
around.
Yeah, yeah, that heart's that he's got crank heart, dude, like
Yeah. What do they call it in that film? Quote unquote that Chinese shit, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Chelios. Yeah, see all this stuff, like all the shaky cam and whatever, it's a little bit I don't think Plassa would have
No,
scripted
I'm
it
not
that way.
really into it, yeah, he doesn't quite do that.
Like it's legible, but it's just kind of like slapdash, whatever coverage, you know.
Yeah.
Also, like I don't understand this idea where like Umbrella has constructed like these huge gates around the city. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what is this? You see this? What I'm saying? Like, what is this huge like concrete like metal gate that's around the city? Like, this is
You
in
know,
place beforehand.
this really feels a lot like Donald Trump's America if you really think about
Shit, you're right. Fuck,
it.
man.
Whoa.
Borders.
I guess, they intend Raccoon City to be like a test lab basically, so they
I
need
guess
to
so.
block it
Yeah,
off.
I feel like
I
these
guess that's what it
movies
is.
are like more dystopian than they're given credit for in that way. Because of the imagery they play around with
Right.
stuff like this, right? Like this is, like I don't know, you just can't help think of like all the huge like border complexes that are constructed around the world, usually
Right,
in
right.
advance of imperial or corporate interests.
You know, my friend Carson actually kind of likes this movie more than the first one, which I don't really agree with.
Really?
But
What's
yeah,
his take
yeah.
on it? Why is that?
He likes the aspect, like the stuff in the church, and the whole like this we're following this group of people basically dynamic of it.
I
Um,
agree with that. I do like that stuff in the church, which we'll get to in a second. Yeah, it's this whole like opening bit that I'm a little bit like, could we do better? Go a bit
I
better.
also still do think the filmmaking in the first one is better. Like
Yeah.
kind of in line with what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I think this is still a fun movie, and it's like kind of the definition of I don't know. You just throw this shit on like a lazy afternoon, and
Yeah,
you're like,
no, I
yeah,
mean this
okay.
is yeah. No, you this is like a fun movie to just hang out with, kind of.
Yeah, see, there's stuff where, yeah, like a lot of the shaky cam, whatever. I'm a little bit, eh. But when you look at like, there's some shots where there's like, okay, like I like the way this is staged, but then it just like nothing comes of it. There's kind of like a stop and start quality to the direction where there's no flow.
Right,
It's just
right.
like there's no navigation of space like there is in the Puasa films. Even though like what we're seeing here, I think I don't know, like it is pretty impressive in terms of like the scale of it all, especially above the first movie. And you're like you're not getting anything like this. Like this whole shot here, this is good. Like I dig this idea of this like urban warfare, but yeah, it's just not staged that well. It's unfortunate.
Hmm.
I love this shit. We can't contain it. It's like, dude, motherfucker, you open the door. Literally, my thing is like, don't open the door to the hive. Like, don't like literally don't open the door. Like, don't.
Right.
Okay, Evelyn, if you develop like a zombie thing, don't you think that you're like, okay, shouldn't we develop like a counter zombie thing to just like, you know what I mean? Just like
Well, isn't
you know.
that well? That's the thing they had in the final chapter. No, It's the-
Oh shit, you're right. See, I'm trying to
there's
like
literally
incorporate all the mythology. It's very dense. So in the final chapter, there's like this thing where they actually do want to destroy the world and then like wait it out and then like
well, yeah,
become
the
like
like the
gods
Umbrella
afterwards.
Corporation, a bunch of rich people. Yeah, they want to be like the new you know, uh, the Ark, Noah's Ark, basically. Like, oh, we're like the
Yeah,
chosen, we
so
get to survive, and we'll
so I
kill
guess it's like
everyone else.
less like incompetence and more like planned, like
Yes, no,
planned
absolutely.
chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I love all the computer monitors and stuff in these movies. Like this, like the way all this
Well,
stuff works.
yeah, especially during this period, like prior to Afterlife, like it really just was like the new metal 2000s
Yeah,
aesthetic.
there's a
Like,
specific description for this type of aesthetic. I don't remember what it is, but it reminds me of like the
right.
original Xbox or like the PS2.
Yeah, or even like just some of the websites I used to go on to at the time looked like this basically, you know? Like the fucking Bionicles website probably looked like this or
Bionicle's
something.
website. Yes, yes.
Or like the website for like Michael Bay's Transformers that I went to all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very steely, the kind of like that kind of text. Like it really is bringing back memories.
Yeah, see, to me, like all that setup is like finding Gran. I think the movie
Yeah.
might have been just a fair bit more coherent if we just started off with Alice like
No, if it was just
wandering throughout the
Alice,
city
like
and
yeah,
like
she
she's
wakes
discovering
up
stuff. I think if we had like a
exactly.
character, like a central character to orient ourselves around, that would
That would be
help a
better.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, well, I would find a way to keep the Jill Valentine introduction for my own
Well,
reasons.
it's
But
like why not?
yeah.
Why not have that and like just have her introduced doing that kind of
Right.
stuff, right? You could still
Right,
have it,
and
I
then
think.
oh, and then, yeah, we can find a way to structure where it's like Allison like comes in on it at that moment too in some way. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of blow. I guess they wanted to show off the money they got. We get these big ass helicopters and shit, and
I
like a bunch
I
of
think
cars.
so. I think so. I think
Yeah.
that's that. I think you're very right about that.
Which big mistake. I don't think it's necessary. If we kept this under 90 minutes, it would be more of a banger, I think.
Yeah, what is it? It's 133.
It's not that long. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not, it's not that
yeah.
long,
I think
but
it's shorter than the first movie, actually.
well, the first one is the longest.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. All
Which
the
is
all the
like
sequels are
very
short.
strange. Like in terms of
It is
franchise
very
movies, that's very
strange.
strange.
Usually you go bigger, but actually, like, Afterlife, Retribution, and all that are really tight. Yeah.
Yes, now this stuff I agree with Carson. This stuff in the church I think is quite
It's
well
fun.
done,
No, I
and
like it a lot.
it feels very much like the video game, like just so
Right.
much because I don't know, like, and also I think this is one of the best pure like horror bits of these movies, um,
Yes.
where like there's like a sense of patience and isolation, and I do like. I don't know. It's like this is where the John Carpenter bit comes in, where this does feel like Prince of Darkness or something in that vein, where you got a bunch of people trapped in the locale and they're having to navigate this environment.
Right.
Yeah, Santa Guillory looks incredible. Like her
She
hair is
looks
so
great.
she looks
Oh,
so
her
good.
hair is awesome.
I mean, it's kind of like
And
she
her
really. Oh yeah, she smokes too. Yeah,
well,
she
no,
really is one of your types.
and her makeup as well. I'm like, yeah, like the eye makeup. I'm like, yes.
Oh my god, like when it cuts to the inside of her like shitty digital camera. So
Yeah.
good. It's like looks like Inland Empire. Oh yeah, she's wearing the boots too. It's awesome.
The whole movie should have been filmed on that camera, honestly. That would have been very interesting.
Would have certainly been a choice. Wasn't there a whatever of the Living Dead that was filmed on like a camcorder?
Oh, that's the one with Cillian Murphy. Yeah, yeah.
Is that yeah.
And that movie's infamously very hard to find, actually. Yeah. I remember people were like, "Oh, we need a 4K Blu-ray of this movie." It's like it was filmed on a potato, right? Like you can't.
That's people was like,
You
oh, I bought my 4K copy of the Blair Witch Project. I'm like, dude, hold on.
It's like you literally know that this is filmed on a potato. Like that is just getting that quality is just really impossible unless you're gonna like upscale it to shit, basically. Like,
See, this stuff is cool. I like this idea that like I don't know, like this guy has been like doing this fucking like weird creepo shit like while all this stuff has been going on. Yeah, there's a lot of
right.
things like that in the game too. Yeah, if more of the movie was this more like this bottle thing, I would have been down for it. I would have been down
Yeah,
for
it
it.
had a bit more focus. Yeah. I think later in the movie, don't they rip off like Jurassic Park? Like I feel like they do some shit like
Oh,
that.
I think I know the part you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, because they go to a school, I think, and like
that's right. That's
yeah,
right. Yeah,
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 yeah. The kid like running, hiding around and shit. The zombies are trying to look for her.
yeah. So while this movie and AVP came out in the same year, I think you could
Yeah.
definitely tell that Boss was like, "Listen, I get a chance to do an Alien and Predator movie.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
doing
gonna do
that.
it.
I'm gonna do that."
Yeah.
I'm glad they did that because I think that's probably my third favorite Alien movie. Yeah, I would say so.
Well, but yeah, behind obviously the first two. Yeah.
Yeah, behind the first two. Yeah. Sorry, apologists of the David Fincher movie, but
Hey,
it's just
hey,
not
hey,
my
what about
movie.
Alien Covenant, eh?
No, I do like Alien Covenant. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Ridley
That's
Scott,
why I had to question myself because do I like that more? But no, AVP is just a fun, grand old time. But yeah, so I wonder if he shot that before after his participation in this. Maybe it was just like simultaneous. I'm not exactly sure.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got the liquor here. Yeah, the way he navigates all this stuff. I don't know. It's very like budget conscious, which I appreciate. You know, there's not a lot of
Yes.
wasted whatever. Um, oh yeah, the way she moves, like she's got a sense of physical. I don't know. It's like she moves like in a Johnny Toe movie. You know, there's that like
Oh, that's an
sense of
interesting comparison.
a
Well,
composure.
yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, Johnny Toe characters, it's all about precision, and there's actually a lot of stillness too in the way they
Yeah.
carry themselves. Yeah. Well, because that's one of those great cases where it's like you learn about characters through gesture. So, like, you can tell that they really thought about it, the actors and the directors.
Yeah, this is also during the era of like you gotta have dual wielding in every movie. Everything's gotta be
Exactly. Well,
John
and
Wield
I mean,
influenced.
Alice is dual wielding in literally all of these
Oh
movies.
yeah, yeah.
So,
That's kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
I think that's like the signature thing they decided to go with her character.
Yes. No, I mean, I think I saw some behind the scenes stuff for Retribution where Pasta was basically like, yeah, like Alice, I gave her that rack of weapons because she just needs to be holding two things. It could be anything, a bike lock, or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just making up
I
reasons
would
for
say
her to
in
actually
a way,
fight them.
even more than movies, like video games are very influenced by that whole thing where like you play like those original first person shooters and it's all like like Halo 2, that type of thing where it's like, oh, why not two guns as well? Like meanwhile, you can't hit shit with anything, but it's
Right,
fun.
right.
Yes, yeah, I quite like this. Like this whole church bit is quite. Yeah, I agree with what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I mean, yeah, the suspense, the way it looks, I think the fact that it's a very focused single location with a specific group of people, it's good stuff, good formula for.
Yeah, I think it's also like the even 2 years after the first one. Oh my god, like the liquor effects are so much better.
Yeah, 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 right.
It's just so funny how like that stuff. It really is. I don't know. Like you go so far beyond. Although I don't. At least with the liquors here, I don't think they do too much practical with them. Although we do get some excellent practical stuff later. Now this,
Right,
okay,
right.
this shit rules. This shit is so good. Her
This shit is
jumping through the.
awesome. No,
This
yeah,
is like
yeah,
peak new metal cinema.
yeah.
Just total non sequitur. It makes no fucking sense, but it's like fuck yeah. Also, I love how she's like, "Well, I gotta wear my helmet for safety, right?"
Right, right.
Yo, the camera twirls around with her. Oh dang! Got killed by the cross. It's symbolic? Question mark.
A question mark?
Yeah, there's not really like any religious elements in any Poisson movies, I think. I mean, there's some stuff in like Final Chapter, I guess, about like the Holy Trinity of
Yeah.
bitches, but I can't remember anything else. Yeah, you remember that? You remember that? Yeah.
I saw it in theaters recently. Of course I do. Yeah, yeah.
So good.
Trinity of
Oh
Vicious.
my god, this shit GTA motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah, see that this is yeah, it's like just so influenced by video games. This is nonsense. Oh god.
God, yeah, just I don't know. Sienna Guillory and Mila Jovovich together is too much for me. I have to say, it's just
Yeah.
I'm a little overwhelmed, you know.
Yeah, it's this kind of scene that reminds me of like, man, urban warfare really is like hell. Because like
It
Like,
sucks. Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
last place I would ever want to be. Like, if something like this happened, I'll be like, stay the fuck away from the city. Never want to be anywhere near one. Like, if something is gonna attack me, I want to see it coming from a mile away.
Well, you're not on that urban gorilla grind set, you know. Get ready for
I
the Chicago protracted People's War, you know.
Yeah, I'll protract myself somewhere else, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'll help out, but I don't. At least with zombies, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of
Well,
like.
okay, well, we'll be dealing with other things, not zombies.
Okay, okay, that's good to hear. I feel like we can cross that off the checklist.
You're like, oh, you know, yeah, the petty bourgeoisie capitalists, you know, the cops. Okay, but yeah, zombies.
Zombies, no.
No.
I'm not playing around with that.
I would simply use the power of Mao Zedong thoughts to bring the zombies on our side. Like, I really don't think it's that complicated, you know?
Yeah, I've always, no one's really explored this too much, outside of Romero, really. But the idea of like, I don't know, it's like, like with zombies, like it really is there like no gradation scale of like consciousness or whatever. I don't know. Like he kind of went into that
Right.
with some of his movies. Although I must say I'm not too interested in the idea. And it kind of gets away from like the whole
Yeah, I
goal or
really don't
whatever.
care, frankly. I'm not like a horror person in that way, so.
Yeah, I didn't like that shit in like Day of the Dead, where it's like, all right, we need to teach this motherfucker how to speak. I'm like, all right, I'm over that. You missed me with
Right.
that shit. Yeah, see, I dig this gothic imagery stuff. I would, the games play around a lot more with it. The movies ultimately don't really after this
Not
one.
really. No, well, especially because, like, well, because you have the new metal thing going on, but by the time you get to afterlife, like the 2010s, it becomes like the really digital kind of like, you
Yeah,
know,
you're inhabiting these more virtual spaces.
yeah,
And even the
and much more
prison,
sleek.
the
Yeah,
prison feels like I don't know. It's like it's still a video game, but it's no longer in that like we're trying to replicate horror movie things. It's yeah,
right.
you're right.
For me, this real signifier was like watching Resident Evil Retribution in theaters and just like the dubstep song coming out of the end. It's
The
like, wow, it's not
dubstep.
Slipknot. It's not Slipknot anymore. Like
I know, yeah,
this
times have
is the
changed.
era that we're in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What was it? We were watching Beyond Thunderdome and just like instantly could just
Oh
tell like, oh,
god,
this shit is 80s as
the
fuck with the
80s.
jazz.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Complete maximalist nonsense. Yeah.
But see, I don't understand this though. It's like so they're like human beings get infected, but like now it's like you got corpses rising from the grave. Like it's like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a stickler for this stuff, but it is like I never understand how any of it works. And maybe I don't want to really, but it's funny to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, these movies aren't exactly known for a narrative continuity
Yeah,
either.
yeah, it's true. It's whatever. Rule of cool.
Every new movie's
Yeah, see, I'm
restarts
totally
basically.
here for
Which
like these
I
characters doing martial arts moves, but this shit is edited
yeah,
terribly. Fucking hell. Like, get some
right,
lines,
right,
motherfucker. Like, stop editing this stuff within an inch of its life.
right.
Because you compare this to like what happens in the later movies. Oh my god, like it's night and day. Like,
Oh,
because Alexander
absolutely.
Witt is like preening this stuff, and I'm like, dude, let someone throw a punch and like have it connect
Well,
before you
yeah, and
cut.
I saw people complaining, like, you know, the great fight in Retribution in the White Hallway in the Japan simulation. People were complaining about that being edited too much, and I'm like, you haven't
No,
seen shit. Like,
no.
you haven't
Well,
seen this.
it's just not though. Like when you actually look at that beat for beat, it's
I
I
think it's
think
fine. Yeah, I
well,
think
it's like
it's
no one would
great.
say that like a Tony Scott movie is over edited. Like I don't.
Well,
I
some people might, but yes, I know
Well,
what
fuck
you
those
mean.
people. I say
Yeah.
that's what I say.
I definitely know people who can't get into Man on Fire, or, you know,
All right. Well, see,
or
this is
Deja Vu. Yeah.
we gotta send them to the re-education camps.
Yeah, they've got to watch Deja Vu on repeat.
Deja vu rules.
I gotta see Deja Vu, honestly.
We
I
should
haven't
watch it
seen it.
together. It's a lovely film.
Yeah, yeah.
It's better Hitchcock than Hitchcock.
I just know everyone in like Our circles is like deja vu. It's so good. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Unleash all the ugly fucks.
Oh my god, this shit. Like literally like, the weapons falling from the sky. It's peak video game.
Yeah,
It's like
complete video game nonsense.
so yeah, this is so what I will say in this movie's favor, I think the strongest part about this is that Nemesis is a huge dude in a fucking costume. Like
Right.
it's so good because in the games he's enormous. You know, he's like a huge threat, iconic. This movie really does get it right, where he's just like a big dude stomping around. Like it films it really well. I appreciate that a lot because nowadays you would never get something like this. You would never ever get like a guy playing Nemesis. It would be some fucking dumb CGI construct. And you know, like there is like some CGI bits that they do with him, but like by and
Well, of
large, he's just
course.
walking
Yeah.
around, you know, and like I think that's incredible. I think that's so cool because
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's just like 2004 feels like the last time you could really get away with a whole lot of that. You know what? You know, like you get after that, you get fucking the goddamn Polar Express, and you know everything is, you know, everything just looks like fucking disgusting and like hideous video game cutscenes.
Right.
But I love this too. It's like we have to have Umbrella brand weapon cases for Nemesis.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's Westwood Theater. Yeah, it's them just like pot shotting dudes from this. No, I know people get upset about this shit for the video game because like these are all like the stars dudes, and they just get destroyed. They just get destroyed
Right.
instantaneously. But you know, I think it's okay. So now this is interesting. Like there's something to this, or like this. You got this motherfucker who's just like, all right, man. Like I'm taking shots at whatever. You know, like you. There will be people like this in like
Absolutely.
terrible
We're just like
situations
having
where
fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's like, is anyone gonna stop you, you know, at this
No, not
point?
really.
Like,
I love this. My shit is custom. He's got these like these fucking like garish golden guns. The fucking rocket launcher. Hell yeah. Yeah, I remember that being the crazy thing from the game is where you had like an enemy that was just it wasn't just like a zombie or like a monster. It was like a guy who could like walk around and like he would punch you in the face and shoot you with a gun and
right.
like all this stuff, and you know, it's just this titanic creature of destruction.
Yeah, I'm about to get wrecked.
Yeah, this fucking Terminator 2 minigun.
Yeah, some Terminator 2 insane bullshit. Yeah, yeah. Although in that, I love that in T2, it's like he's explicitly avoiding actually killing anybody.
Like, just doing worse, he's just crippling them for life.
Or just
That's
blowing their shit up. Yeah, yeah.
that's what I love about like James Cameron. He's like, okay, yeah, don't kill anyone, just shoot them so they'll never walk again. I'm like, okay, sure, that's better? Question mark.
Oh god, this is such a 2000s thing. We need the like
Uh
token like
huh.
characters like
Oh yeah.
a girl boss Alice working for the Umbrella Corporation, you know.
Yeah, I just love this shit. I inject you with a virus, Avalon, and suddenly you're like a martial arts expert doing acrobatics. And here we go. Here's like some Blade Runner video phones that they got lying around. Now this guy, Jared Harris, who plays oh lord, he plays
He was
Dr. Ashford.
Moriarty and
Yeah, we know him best as Moriarty. He's in Man
in
from Uncle as
in
well.
Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Yowie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's also in Last of the Mohicans, Certain Women,
Oh
Lady in the
really? Okay.
Water. Yes, yes, he is. Yeah, I do like him. Oh, he's in Lincoln as well. That's right.
Yeah, Steven
Yeah,
Spielberg's Obama
how
era
can we
picture.
forget Morbius?
Oh god. Umbrella's capable of all kinds of shit, man.
Yeah, see, this kind of stuff makes me like really true blue paranoid in the future when you worry about corporations who like own like weapons of mass destruction and shit like that. It's gonna happen. Like it's
Yeah,
inevitable.
yeah.
It's gonna be terrible. Yeah, I think the most interesting part about this movie formally is that you do have the idea of the city being totally transparent to the surveillance that pervades it from this
Exactly.
this corporation that dominates it, right? I mean, this is just
Right.
reality now. Like, this is we're so
No,
far
yeah,
beyond
not
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is not a novel concept by any
Yeah,
means.
but I think at this time, this idea of like having like an eye in the sky in every corner through surveillance, was still pretty novel. He had like enemy of the state and things like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
Lewis has never
I think
given up
that
being fascinated by this. I mean, he just loves cameras and maps and and simulations.
yeah, I mean, in that sense, like this is like a really good sense of like the post 9/11 world because I really do think that emerged in the form we understand because of
Oh, you're
9/11.
so right. Well, because
Yeah.
the first movie was made before 9/11, really, and this, yeah, this
Yeah,
is
and then
so
they
like,
released it after. Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, yeah. And then because it was 2002, so yeah, it was definitely in production prior to the attacks happening.
Oh god, yeah, the way that this stuff is edited is like something that's really bad. Like, who edited this shit?
Yeah.
Let me find someone to blame.
Yeah, it's definitely not the guy who, because
Oh
I
shit!
read.
No, no, no. Okay, you know what? Okay. Well, whatever. This is early in his career, but this is edited by Eddie Hamilton, like like the goat editor. Like,
Oh,
so
Eddie Hamilton.
yeah.
Okay.
So maybe
What
yeah.
happened?
Well, this is
Okay.
really early for him. I mean, he started out
Yeah,
doing
it's
stuff like
true.
this and like Swept Away and
Swept away.
yeah,
Yeah, because the way he cuts together the Mission Impossible, the Macquarie Mission Impossible movies, it's very good. Very good.
yeah.
Yeah, but I remember we spoke. There was that interview with the editor for Retribution, and I think he only started working. I think he might have done some stuff with Extinction, but like Afterlife was when he probably became an editor. And I mean, obviously that coincides with Poisson coming back, so it's a mix of director and editor being responsible for I think the way these things are
Yeah,
playing out. Yeah.
yeah. I just wonder if like the footage is just not, you know, you can only work with it
Yeah,
so
that's true
much.
because you're also dealing with what you're given as an editor too.
Oh no, this
Um,
shit, this whole bit with her in the laundry chute, fucking ripping off like La Femme Nikita shit.
oh yeah,
Fucking,
yeah,
oh my god. I love when he eyes her first of all, and it's like moderate threat.
right.
Just switches over. Oh, this is I forgot about this. The fucking anytime someone has to like reset their like a sprain thing in a movie. I remember what is it? There was like that happened in Godzilla versus Kong too, where like Kong like dislocates his shoulder and he bumps himself up against a building to relocate it
Oh
again,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
kind of a fun idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, you
I
better
was
shoot
really
me in the
about to
fucking
say
head.
this. You know that classic, you know that joke? It's like, oh, your girlfriend asked you, "Would you still love me if I was a worm?" Like, would you still love?
If I was a
Oh,
worm,
if I was a zombie, would you shoot me in the head? What would you do?
yeah, yeah, it's important. I think it is important.
It's important. Well, what would you do? Like, what is your answer,
Well,
Yui?
so
If I
what
was a
exactly is it?
zombie,
If you
yeah.
okay, well, I'm sorry, Av. Like, I'm not letting you suffer like that. Like, I'm not just having
Yeah,
you
shoot me
wander
in
the
the head.
world.
Yes, thank God. Okay, yeah, shoot me in
Yeah.
the fucking head. Do it, do it. Yeah. It's just like, fake Tom Hardy and Prometheus,
Fake Tom.
when he's just
Fake
asking
Tom
Charlie
Hardy.
Steroids to immolate him.
Uh-huh.
I keep
Well, wouldn't we
referring to
all like
that
to be
scene.
immolated by Shirley's?
No, actually, I'm good. I'm not into her in that way. I like her as an actor, but I'm not into her in that way.
I feel like, you know what, Av, you're so modal. Like certain things, you're like, oh, ATJ, please, but Shirley's, you're like, nah, thanks, I'm good actually. Like you're so
Yeah.
deadpan. Anyway, continue.
What was I even saying? I'm so fixated on that specific scene from Prometheus just because like I saw that when I was like 11, and I was actually kind of like horrified by the idea of just being
Yeah,
burned alive like that, and like
it's not
not
great.
like also you're like your loved one seeing you burn alive. Like I find it so horrifying.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, Ridley was crazy for this shit. Like.
Yeah, well, that's like, yeah, that's the beginning of his cruel streak where he's just, he's like, yeah, let's
The
fucking,
fucking the counselor, dude. Oh my
yeah,
god,
just
like.
just the most sicko shit. Yeah, Prometheus is brutal. I gotta rewatch it again because I feel like I'd like it more now. Prometheus has a lot of like
It's
really
still very
terrifying stuff.
it's still very stupid though. That is its fatal flaw. Like it is just
Yeah.
fundamentally like a deeply stupid movie. Yeah. Also, I just have to say, like, what Sienna Giller just do, like, oh, it's very simple. You point and shoot. It's funny how they're gonna riff on that in Retribution, but make it
Hmm.
like more interesting. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like a camera point and shoot. It's like, ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Fussa.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Commenting on the medium of cinema.
I know we sound like such jerks, but it's real, people.
No,
Get
that
on
okay,
board.
but that's why that movie rocks. That's why that movie
Well, yeah,
is
because it's
like
all that stuff.
is really something special.
Now
Yeah.
this whole bit is actually, I don't know, I would say still pretty unnerving. Just the idea of like, okay, zombies. You never have this in a zombie movie where like there's gonna be zombie kids walking around. And to have like a whole
Right.
swarm of them coming after you, that's it's just not great. You wouldn't want that to happen.
No. Yeah, and having to kill a zombie child, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but it's not fun.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to be anywhere near that mess.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, but see,
uh,
this is a larger part of the problem with this movie, where
yeah.
like everything is just like a stop and start. There's no real flow to whatever. It's just like, okay, now we're
Yeah, no, I
here,
agree.
and now we're going over there, and like now and like oh, and there's suspense,
It is
and then it's like oh,
certainly
but
it is very amorphous in that way. I agree.
yeah, it
Yeah.
just feels like a bunch of scenes that are like stitched together. Yeah, like, can I say like this whole shit where she's trying to carry the gun and the camera? I'm like, put your fucking camera down, lady. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
god
sorry.
damn it. Like, I'm sorry. This is not the time to be doing this shit.
You have all this stuff where like, oh, we need to we need to have a record of what happened here. I'm like, yeah, but also you can
Yeah,
just tell
no,
people.
fuck your journalist instincts, god damn it.
I think we're reacting against Civil War.
Let's not talk about that movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Civil War
forgot about it.
commentary soon. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, let's do commentaries for all the most boring films imaginable.
I would just be angry the entire time
This
and
would
just
be a
not
fun day.
listen.
Like, you know what? These kids, good on them. Like, they get to dress up as zombies and like eat someone on camera.
Yeah, I mean probably for them filming it was fun, you know.
Yeah, that shot where, like the camera's watching her reminds me of that famous bit in Spielberg's War of the Worlds. Where, like
Oh,
the guy
right.
drops the camera while running.
War of the Worlds, another great post 9/11 movie.
Do you think Spielberg has ever seen a Paul W.S. Anderson movie?
I genuinely don't even know.
I'm gonna
I don't
have to
even have a
show one to
theory
him.
of
I'm gonna talk
this.
to him.
Given recent events, I actually don't know if I'd want to talk to him, but
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe not.
you know, Tony Kushner, I'm chill with, but I don't, I don't know so much about Spielberg. Nice.
Oh yeah, the doggos.
Gotta have the zombie doggos.
Yep.
Sadly, we won't get Mila Jovovich kicking one in the face, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. Yeah.
No,
Rip
unfortunately.
to this Russian guy. Who got
Yeah.
mogged.
He gets got.
Yeah. Yeah. The producers are like, oh, we already got Mila. We don't need that many Russians. Like one of them has to die. Like he can appear, but.
Russian Yeah, I love how we get his name just to like instantly just gets
He
steamrolled by a
instantly
dog.
just gets destroyed, yeah, by zombie dogs.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck. Yeah, now we're about to
Yeah,
get some
in the
like
game, this guy is actually like he's like a bad dude, but like in this movie, I don't know, like they just make him like a guy.
a
And
guy.
yeah,
I do like that. I remember seeing people get so mad when they saw Leon Kennedy in Retribution. They were like, "That's not Leon Kennedy," and
oh
I was
my
like, "I
god, it's
literally don't
literally him.
care."
It okay.
No, but
Not
they're
only
like,
does the guy
he's
look
not
like
enough.
him, it
Well, they're
sounds
like,
like
he's
him.
not enough of a twink. Is
Son
really
of a
their main
twink. Well, but the
problem.
okay, I guess so. But like, I don't know. But like in the games, he's not like a twink though. He's I mean, he's pretty. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I think these are just people who want like an attractive thin blonde guy. Frankly, I don't know. Like,
Okay, well, he's not thin in the games either. He's fucking ripped. Like, yeah, I don't understand this anyway.
yeah. Anyways, that I don't give a shit. I don't play the video games.
Well, that's the thing is, I've played them and I don't understand a lot of the complaints that people have. Where like they're like, because like possibly like again, like in this movie. Hey, sorry, could you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I think I dropped out a little second. There we go. Yeah, no, Mila coming in clutch with a fucking fire blanket.
But yeah, the fire blanket.
But I love it's like implied like she was just smoking before outside waiting for
Yeah, she was
everyone.
just chilling. Yeah, she was
Which I
getting
don't
ready to blow that shit
understand,
up.
but you know what? Bless her. So I'm trying to square this with what happens later in the series.
What do you mean?
Well, but so like wasn't the T virus designed to save?
It was designed to save Al. Well, the daughter of one of the founders of the Umbrella Corporation would
So
become the
that's this
model for
girl.
Alice.
That's this girl. So she and Alice are basically sisters, right?
Is she this girl? I
I
don't.
think so.
Okay.
Cause right, like that's her,
Okay.
right? Like that's I think
No,
so.
but no. Wait, the daughter of the founder of Umbrella?
That's who this is, right? Because
No, it's
well,
not.
well, not the
No.
founder, but the guy was talking about like how he like the scientist guy was like he developed this in order to like save her, right?
Yeah,
But
Yui, I straight up literally just think they changed the story. Like
well, I think you're right, but also I
I
have this need
there,
of like,
there,
okay, I need to square
Yui,
the
there
circle.
is no reconcil. I literally think they just changed the story. Like
No, I know you're right. So are we saying that this movie's not canon anymore?
there is no canon. That's the radical potentiality of
Whoa,
the Resident Evil series. Unironically,
damn.
like I said this in a review for Retribution, like this is a series fundamentally about like starting literally just starting over, the process of starting over. Every moment, every scene being a new opportunity to do something. The idea of our identities not being fixed to some history.
You
Like
know, I
I
think
think
you're
that's
right.
yeah, I do really think like once we get like 4 or 5 movies in, like that's really what this is doing, you know? God, Mila is so charming. Yeah, I love her. When she grins or smirks, I'm like, damn, you know.
So true. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think I can actually square the circle. Yeah, the
Okay.
scientist was doing it for his daughter, but he was also being used, I think, as a part of the larger project for like the OG Alice that was dying, right?
No, but in final chapter, they explicitly say that Alice's father is the one who created it. So
Motherfucker, then what's this guy do? You know, oh my god, you're right. God damn
no,
it.
I'm sorry. Like I have seen Final Chapter recently, so I know exactly what they said in that movie. And I'm like, you just
Uh,
can't really square it. Like you really
I
can't.
know you can't. Oh well, that's fine. You know, but
No,
I made
I
the
really
effort.
don't
Like I
care.
did.
Yeah,
I
you
tried,
did.
people. All right, don't fucking say that I didn't. Oh my god, this like Matrix ass building. I don't even know where the fuck this is. Probably in Germany or somewhere.
Germany? Does Germany look like this?
I don't know. I don't know. Whenever I see like something futuristic, I just assume it exists somewhere outside of America. Like when you posted
Ch-
those,
China is a closer bet. I mean,
but when
honestly,
I
like
was
Japan.
looking at like those those buildings in China, I said, "Wow, the future is coming." And Evelyn, you're like,
I'm like
"Oh,
these have
these buildings are
existed.
years old."
Yeah, these buildings have existed since like 2008 or something.
It's just
Honestly,
amazing how
a
they
lot of
support.
Europe is just old shit, frankly. Like I think it's
Yeah, I guess so. But there are like high tech. I don't know,
well,
like
yeah, yeah, but a
office
lot of
parks
it,
and stuff.
but it not. Honestly, I think East Asia is a lot stronger in that regard than Europe.
Well, I know, but I don't think they filmed this here. I don't know where though.
Yeah, I have no idea. It'd be really funny if they did. It's just like fucking like Indiana or some shit.
Indiana. Ugh. All these guys just sitting down here waiting for her to jump on them.
They filmed of course they filmed it in Canada, in
Of
Ontario.
course. There we go. There we
They're
go.
all these movies being filmed in like Vancouver and Toronto. It's so fucking funny.
Shout out to our Canadian listeners.
You live in a country as fake as ours. So no, sorry,
Yeah.
not sorry.
Yeah. So I love these. These are my favorite types of bad guys. Just like the anonymous dudes and
Yeah, the anonymous
motorcycles.
dudes who
The
just
hard
get
boiled
fucked
guys.
up. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Mila Jovovich get their fucking asses. Damn.
Just having a
God,
baton fight.
she's so cool. I love her.
over Goddess Mila. I gotta show you Three Musketeers. You really have to watch that.
Yeah, we should watch that. Also, like that David Twohy movie she made.
Oh yeah, was it Perfect Getaway? That's
For the
that's a good
Perfect
movie.
Getaway. Yeah, yeah. I remember I saw Carson was just looking through Chris Hemsworth's filmography. It was getting ready to shit talk that movie because we were just like we were just going back and forth, like looking at how much dog shit he was in. But I was like,
No.
hold on. You told me that movie's actually really
Yeah,
good.
like Carson's gotta slay his role. We just gotta get Chris Hemsworth to stop being in fucking Marvel movies. That's what we gotta do.
No, I mean, and I'm glad gonna be in Furiosa.
We need to get him in a Michael Mann joint.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Has he ever talked about his experience with Black Cat? Because I feel
I
like
wish someone would ask him because I don't know. Like I doesn't again
because
just like the only people who talk to
obviously,
him are like shithead journalists. I wish someone
yeah,
would like
right.
be like, hey, yo, what do you think of Black Cat?
Well, because all the shithead journalists were like, yeah, that movie bombed and no one liked it, so whatever, who cares, you
Well,
know?
yeah, because they're all part of this like consensus critical apparatus, which I fucking despise.
Which is stupid because Black Cat is awesome. I like Black
Cat.
Cat. my goddess Tong Wei in Black Cat, you know. Yeah, I remember when people calling it ass hat. I was like, shut up, you know.
Asshat.
It's
No,
it's fucking
wrong.
good.
Black Cat's good. See, I love this shit where like Nemesis just is like hanging around people. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very strange just to have like this huge dude just being like, "Yep, and I'm just an employee."
I'm just an employee of the Umbrella Corporation. Sometimes you just need a bro who's chill like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't understand this. Like, oh, Alice and Nemesis, you two are like brother and sister. I'm like, yeah, one of them's like a fucking ugly giant, and the
Yeah,
other
and the
is like
other's
a
Mila
supermodel.
Jovovich. Yeah, yeah.
They always do this in movies where it's really Evelyn, we're like spinning mirror images of each other. Like anyone's like, actually, there's like a fair bit of difference. So
No. It's I mean, it's really the meme. It's like when someone tries to call you twin, but they're ugly. Like,
yeah, no, Nemesis thankfully can't even fucking speak, so he's just like, "Bleh."
it's like you know, Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh yeah, yeah, fucking Tom Hardy just grumbling.
I love that.
Dude,
However, like,
Tom Hardy, I can barely understand what he says half the time. Like he's
no,
truly like he's like a fucking bestial creature to me.
I love how like throughout the 2000s, that was just like half his roles was just that, like, oh, you know, like you can't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And,
no
like,
one
cause
was
like
like,
Dun,
oh boy, my favorite,
because
because no one just loves like indecipherable audio
because
mixing.
Dunkirk was the same shit. Like, oh, I remember the point.
Yeah, oh my god, the audio mixing in that was so bad. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Oh my god.
See, this shit is awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this shit is
terrible.
bad. This shit is bad. This does not look good. They do a better version of it in Final Chapter with the
really
fast
do.
editing. Like that stuff actually is really fun. Well, because the thing is, like, they aren't moving the camera like this, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think it's like a combination of like you don't have that good footage to work with.
Right. So
Yeah,
they
because
just
it's
need
just like a lot
to.
of shaky bullshit.
It's just bullshit happening. Like, there's no sense of relation between the different characters and. Alice, I believe in you. Let's go. You have 4 more movies to be in. I believe in you. Yes.
Yeah, God, this is just not good. Yeah.
It's the goddamn blue eyes making you feel sad.
Yeah, Nemesis definitely feels like a product of like the late '90s, early 2000s obsession with like I don't know, like this like BDSM type, like just like leather buckles and straps, that Final Fantasy
Right.
shit.
Yeah, like Clive Barker shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Clive Barker. Oh yeah, it is that. Yeah, fucking Blade too.
yeah.
Yeah, this stuff with like her and this like random like dude from the first movie whose name I can't even remember. Matt.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Matt, my true love. Now you're a monster. Like I don't buy any of it.
I
I'm
don't
like,
buy it.
well,
No, no.
also I just think it's telling that like the movies in the future just move away from Alice like I don't know, just having any human connections. You know, she's just like, yep, I'm just like a nomad.
Well, that's the whole point. Yeah, I think that kind of becomes the point of her character, essentially. That she exists without history, without relations to anyone. Yeah, without memory.
Yeah, she's a Delusian subject. Oh.
Uh, No, I mean, if I had my way, I mean, Michelle Rodriguez and her would have, been a thing.
Yeah, you know, in retrospect, you have to wonder if like Plaza was like kind of kicking himself, being like, "We shouldn't have killed her."
Also, Michelle Rodriguez is mad girl kisser energy. She is bi, so it's like I would
Oh,
buy
that's
it,
right, she is. We
Yeah,
would buy it. Oh,
yeah. Is it only because Mila was blonde in these early movies? Like you got the blonde
oh, that's
brunette, like
right.
classic Yuri thing going
Uh
on.
huh. Yeah.
Uh,
How do we differentiate these two women? Well,
their hair colors.
okay, all right.
Wow, one is more feminine, the other is more boyish. Wow, really makes you.
Whoa.
And that is their dynamic. I mean, yeah, Michelle Rodriguez is like in the military equipment, and Alice was in the
Yeah.
red dress. Yeah. Oh, I forgot that guy was even around. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone else did too.
Frankly, it should have just been Sienna Guillory, Mila Jovovich, and his little girl, and they're like a little lesbian family. I think it should have just been that.
I agree. I think yeah. There's like interesting elements in this movie that would have made for like a really fun B movie time, but there's just it's a lot of
It's
shit
so
to
it's a
manage.
little sloppy. Yeah, yeah. Classic trick.
Yeah, to hold on my enemies, I would not use plastic handcuffs. I'll just say that. T minus 5 minutes, enough to get away from an atomic warhead. Eh,
Well, Dark Knight Rises logic, I guess.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. As long as I fly out into the fucking Atlantic.
and then I could be hanging out with Anne Hathaway in Paris afterwards.
I know it makes no fucking sense.
Dude, no, Nolan really did some dumb shit.
Yeah, yeah. I don't hate Nolan anymore, but
But
yeah,
no,
Dark,
but like
Dark Knight Rises is like kind of unforgivable. Just
he is
idiocy.
like there's some things he did that is like really like people act like he's above the shit in this movie. Like he really isn't. Like
No. I just love like going to some random place in Canada, some industrial park, and just being like, "Hey, can we blow the fuck out of your windows?" They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Yeah, of course, as long as you replace them."
Well, apparently the taxes you have to pay to film there are much cheaper, so I don't know. I
Yeah,
guess
these
they like
goddamn
it.
Canadians.
I mean, truly, America is just atrocious in terms of state support for the arts. Like,
Oh yeah, because they don't care.
like,
Well,
and
unless
I'm
you're
not,
in Georgia, of course.
yeah. Oh, right. But like, Yeah, Yui, has this ever happened to you, you know, in your day-to-day life?
Um, if it would have, you would have heard about it.
No, Yui, this is just what it feels like to be a girl, you know, in this
Is
world.
that so?
This is what being a trans girl is like every day, you know.
Yeah, the real heroes.
Just get a wrench in my stomach. You know, if I was operating that helicopter, wouldn't have gone down like that, you know.
I don't know. Do you think you could actually like? It seems complicated. It seems like there's a lot of
No,
like
I'm j-
buttons
I'm
to
I'm
press.
totally I'm completely joking. You know, helicopters are. I mean, the Iranian president recently died in one. You know, it's
Yeah,
very.
yeah.
I don't know. It's actually
Death
I think a
machines.
very unsafe, hard to handle machine. It's not fun. Planes are actually a lot safer. Yeah. I have to wonder, you know, being in that tank must feel good as fuck for at least a little bit of it, right?
I guess so, right? It's like sensory
Yeah,
deprivation.
yeah.
All right, now we got like the bit with Ian Glenn, who I do like. I like him.
Yes, I forgot we were introduced to him so early, honestly. I
Yeah.
thought I thought it was later, but
Yeah, this is like a proto fake news movie.
yeah,
Umbrella. What are they not telling us?
the umbrella cover up.
Yeah, the funny thing is now you definitely couldn't cover any of this shit up. Like this shit would be on the internet. Like there'd be no like monoculture of like
Well, you already
you know.
have like half a population that just straight up doesn't believe in the news to begin with. Like...
Yeah. All right, Ev. So final thoughts. How are we feeling about all this?
Uh, my opinion hasn't changed that much on this movie, frankly.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
it's
alright.
about the same. It's not as good as the first one. Formally, narratively, it's kind of sloppy. But it is baddie central, so I had a good time, you know.
Well then.
If my girl Mila looked at me through the security monitor, I'd also, you know, that also happened to me, you know. I just
Oh,
start
sorry.
bleeding
I'm putting
everywhere.
you. I'm putting you in the goo machine.
Ugh!
Take her to the Nemesis program.
Yeah, what about you? What are you feeling?
I think. Yeah, I just think it's fine. I think it's a fine movie. I think,
It's fine, yeah.
in some ways, I'm glad Kwasa didn't direct it because I think when he does begin directing these movies again, he approaches them with like a stronger sense of coherence and I don't
Oh,
know, just
definitely.
just like definitely like a more a stylistic goal in mind. Um, that yeah, like 2 and 3 here with the apocalypse and extinction, they just feel like okay, then we're also doing this, and then there's some decent parts, but it's nothing exceptional.
Yeah, I would agree. There's plenty of other 2000s Gonzo video game movies I'd or video game type movies that I'd rather watch.
Yeah.
Low key though, like I again in totally contra to literally everything I said earlier. But like if they kept it just like Mila, Jill Valentine, and Michelle Rodriguez, and like it was just the three of them for all the movies, I
The
would have
holy
been
trinity of
like,
bitches.
yeah, I would have been like, yo, like this kind of goes hard. I fuck
Would have
with
been
it.
nice. Yeah.
All the men are disposable to me. I don't give a shit.
As usual.
Classic Av moment.
Yeah, this whole bit at the end where she goes like quasi Akira.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it. I forgot they put Jill in this like leather outfit. It's fucking
No, like
ridiculous.
Yui.
She looks like Trinity from the Matrix when
No,
they load it.
Yui, but I enjoy it, He
I
was
didn't say that I didn't enjoy it. I just said it
yeah.
was funny.
But this is very much like yes, we are in the Matrix era and we have to do this shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Little do they know about Alice, though. Oh, Dr. Isaac says a little something special planned. That I don't even remember. Do they follow through with it in Extinction? I think she has like powers
Uh,
or something, right?
yeah. Well, no, it's because they made a bunch of clones of her. That's why.
Oh yes,
Also,
yes.
okay,
Okay,
but
yeah, yeah.
here's the thing. I wonder, is this version a clone?
I don't fucking know.
Is this a
I,
clone? Like what? Like you know what I mean?
oh,
Like because like
you, the
oh
point,
no.
the point is that you can't tell. The point
No,
is that every
I
alley.
know, I know, I know. You have to understand. Like I'm trying to be like, all right, but like what's the demarcation point? And the answer
No,
is
no,
there is
no.
none.
Yeah. The radical thing is that there is a demarcation
Right.
point.
Oh my God, flows and bodies and energies. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, Evelyn. I think it's enough of that.
I think it's enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Had that apocalypse, and now I guess we'll go instinct next time.
Yes, and then but then it'll be its afterlife after that, you
Right, and then
know.
I will finally get my
My
retribution? Question mark.
retribution, and then it will be the final chapter after that, I guess.
Right. God help us
God,
all.
so stupid. Well, I do like it though. I like that
Of
they went the
course.
route of like giving it like each movie a subtitle than just like Resident Evil 2,
Some
Resident Evil 3.
incoherent subtitle, yeah. Like, what is the
Yeah.
retribution against? Whatever you want it to be.
Uh, a retribution against
Techno state
history.
capitalism, yeah.
Well, yeah, that. Well, yeah, that too.